The little rabbit had merely dug a hole when it accidentally tumbled into a neighbor's bathtub. Terrified, it covered its eyes and bolted. In its panic, it stumbled into a sauna, then rushed into a changing room where it ran straight into Mr. Lizard, who was busy showing off his physique. Blushing furiously, the little rabbit turned and fled. After finally managing to dodge everyone, it arrived at a door. Just as it was about to knock, a terrifying roar erupted from the other side, sending it scrambling away in fright once more. In truth, all this chaos stemmed from the little rabbit unfolding the blueprint it had drawn itself. It had been so excited at the prospect of finally having a cozy little burrow of its own. But just as it was about to start digging, a mole suddenly popped out of the earth. The mole was incredibly friendly. It immediately shook the little rabbit's hand and proudly showed off its own design. The blueprint was exquisitely detailed, and the Mole brothers were nearly finished building a spacious home with 2 bedrooms and a living room. The little rabbit glanced down at its own drawing and felt its humble little home plan looked far too simple by comparison. Just then, a noise came from the wall nearby, and a little mouse poked its head out. It, too, greeted the little rabbit warmly and chatted about the lively life it shared with its large family. Flustered, the little rabbit quickly covered its blueprint, terrified that others might see its ideas. The mouse kindly offered to help tweak the design, but the little rabbit backed away, pretended to check its watch, and hurriedly gathered its things to dig deeper underground, leaving the mole and mouse standing there in bewilderment. Intent only on escaping, the little rabbit dodged and weaved to avoid other animals, digging deeper and deeper. It dug for so long that its shovel eventually snapped in two. Gazing at the drawing of its dream home, it felt a wave of fear, yet ultimately steeled itself and decided to settle right there. It put down its tools and drove the shovel in hard. The wall suddenly cracked open and a stream of water gushed out. The little rabbit froze before it could even react. The waters of an underground river came surging forth with tremendous force. The light went out, and the blueprints were soaked. The little rabbit tried to stem the flow with its paws, but couldn't. It tried to block it with its body, but that failed too. The water surged ever more violently, and the ground began to tremble. Even the animals above could sense something was wrong. Summoning all its strength, the rabbit scrambled up and knocked on the nearest door. A badger in pajamas answered. Though frightened, the rabbit knew this was its only hope. Weeping, it explained how it had accidentally dug into an underground river. Finally, overcome with self-reproach, it tossed the blueprints aside and covered its face with its ears, sobbing. The badger said nothing, simply picking up the blueprints and gently placing them back in the rabbit's hands. Then, suddenly opening its wide mouth, the badger let out a deafening roar, a sound so powerful it knocked the rabbit over and echoed across the area. Before long, all the animals had gathered. Like a child who had done something wrong, the rabbit instinctively hid behind the badger, but the badger nudged it forward, encouraging it to explain the situation itself. To everyone's surprise, the animals weren't angry. Instead, they worked together to divert the underground water. The water eventually transformed into a clear, flowing spring, and the animals cheered. Only the little rabbit remained, gazing sadly at the blueprints. When the mole and the mouse noticed its distress, the rabbit finally gathered the courage to show everyone the plans and explain its dream of building a new home. The others readily agreed and pitched in to help. Soon, the new home was nearly complete, and the rabbit had become a true member of the community. From then on, the rabbit was no longer timid. It visited its neighbors daily and lived a happy life in the burrow.